Tonight, the U.S. Homeland Security Department is investigating what it calls a credible but unconfirmed terror threat targeting New York and Washington. Good evening. I'm Oriana D'Agostino.
And I'm Richard Rose.
Nearly 100,000 people from New York to Maryland have been told to evacuate due to the threat of serious flooding. It's all thanks to the remnants of the tropical storm Lee. A mandatory evacuation order is in place in northeastern Pennsylvania for all communities along the Susquehanna River. The storm has dumped more than 8 inches of rain across the northeast. A river in Binghamton, New York broke a flood record and flowed over retaining walls, closing roads and sealing off the city to outside traffic. Deadly wildfires continue their charge across drought-stricken Texas. Those fires have claimed at least 2 lives and destroyed more than 700 homes. The largest fire is in Texas, and it remains mostly contained. And that's it for the news at 11. I'm Oriana D'Agostino.
And I'm Richard Rose. Thank you for being there. Inside Edition is next.
Now, take a look. This is the front door to Denise Morris's home. When Officer Michael Frank showed up, she reportedly was groaning, out of breath, her voice trailing off. All she could utter were the words, "my son," before she passed out. So the doctor says out of all organs, ears are the least susceptible to allergies, but if yours are itchy, you might be allergic to dust or pollen. Hey, Dr. Perlman, how do I look?
I can see you all the way to the other side.
Dr. Victor says scientists have established certain principles that will help revolutionize modern electronics as we know them. Now, the Palomares told me the main reason they chose to invest in the compact fluorescent lighting system is because in case of a severe thunderstorm, this building would normally completely power off. But with the new lights, they'd go back on within mere minutes, meaning any children on the ice would remain safe. In Islip, I'm Oriana D'Agostino, TV 10 and 55 News.
While these women all say that kickboxing is the #1 self-confidence booster, they say it's a sport that will ultimately help them defend themselves. Like this.
We just want to, wish Kevin the best and wish, Janet the best and hope things will work out.
Bob Massey says it's a shame his family member, NYPD police officer Kevin Brennan, was shot in the head last night at the Bushwick Public Housing Development in Brooklyn while working undercover. Authorities allege that 21-year-old Louis Baby Ortiz was the shooter and that Ortiz was already wanted for the first city killing of 2012. Bob Massey says Brennan's wife and family members have been up all night worried, but are happy because surgeons in the ER quickly removed the bullet from Brennan's skull, saving his life.
Frankly, these are unfortunate events, and there's nothing you can do about it. It comes, I guess, with his job, and he understands that, so.
Police say Officer Brennan, along with 2 other officers, were responding to a call that came in, reporting gunshots fired near the rear of the Bushwick houses around 9 p.m. The officers reportedly encountered 3 individuals running from a building on Moore Street and pursued them with Brennan in the lead. According to police, Brennan followed Ortiz into the back of this building here at 370 Bushwick Avenue, and that's when Ortiz allegedly fired a single shot, striking Brennan in the head. Police are investigating whether Brennan shot back at Ortiz, who was not struck. Meanwhile, local neighbors are left shaken.
Unfortunately, it has to happen, something like this, like a cop got shot, for them to come around, because they usually not around.
I went to move God first, because it's not safe, like I said, I got 2 kids. I got to do, what I have to do.
Ortiz was caught near the scene about 2 hours later at an apartment where his uncle was staying. A revolver was found outside and the investigation continues. In Bushwick, Brooklyn, Oriana D'Agostino, TV 10 and 55 News.
So could you tell us why you had all those bombs in the house? My only concern is for my family. They're wonderful and loving people.
Under arrest is 53-year-old Mark Ringel, who Nassau authorities are calling a very dangerous man. He's suspected of possibly planning some type of explosion. It all began when police responded to this home he was living in on Narrow Lane in Woodmere last night.
The officers asked the subject to open the house so they could verify there was nobody or any problems inside. As the subject opened the front door, the officers encountered a very, very strong smell of marijuana and observed what appeared to be a handgun on the floor.
Due to the great patrol work of 2 officers, Officers Ryan and Lutz, they were able to apprehend a madman, or potential madman, that was in possession of weapons and marijuana in a Woodmere neighborhood.
Police say they were utterly shocked by what they discovered scattered inside of this home behind me. 15 pipe bombs, 15 grenades, over 100 different types of handguns, and 50 pounds worth of ingredients used to make explosives. Believe it or not, that wasn't all.
I am told that from the experts, the bomb squad experts, there was enough explosive material there to level that house and possibly the entire block.
The shocking discoveries, including a backyard pit possibly used as an explosives testing site, have left neighbors stunned who'd seen the suspect walking around the block at times.
It's a lot to handle, and I just feel for them. They've been amazing neighbors for 23 years, and you know, our hearts go out to them. We're glad that we're safe. We're grateful that it's being taken care of, and that's really it.
It's very shocking. This is normally a very, very safe neighborhood, and to know that something like this is going on, it's unbelievable.
In Woodmere, Oriana D'Agostino, TV 10 and 55 News.
Hi, baby. You're such a good girl. They took good care of you here.
Delia Scarpetta of Shirley came here to the Kent Animal Shelter in Calverton today to pick up her kitten Creamsicle, who was recently spayed. Delia says she just wants to protect her pet.
Because there's so many homeless kittens out there that need homes, and cats, and you know, I feel like everybody should try and spay and neuter to prevent that. It's an overabundance.
Creamsicle appeared to be back in perfect health as she roamed around the shelter. These other cats will be spayed soon.
The whole month of February, we have Beat the Heat here at Kent Animal Shelter, and it's a campaign to spay 240 female cats this month. We've been able to do this with a PetSmart Charities grant. They're giving us the money to do all these spays.
Officials say the point is to prevent the birth of thousands of kittens this spring that, if are abandoned, could wind up in shelters. If you do select to come in and have your cat spayed, officials want you to know there are 50 gorgeous cats here in need of a good home, especially these two. This is Rain, who has black fur, short-haired, and this is very friendly Kelsey, who's a calico. In Calverton, Oriana D'Agostino, TV 10 and 55 News.